Hi friends, this is Yamini Sharma and I welcome you back to my channel, The Saffron Box. This very video will talk about March 2022. March 2022 is quite interesting because we have a major planetary conjunction in the sign of Capricorn, which I'm going to be talking about. And we have a lot of movement, a lot of, Capricorn being a movable sign, being a sign which represents work, your profession. It's a Saturnian sign. Saturn itself is there posited right now. So a lot of activity around the sign of Capricorn. So I'm going to be talking about that, but first I'll go over the transits which are happening this very month, and then I'll talk about all the signs from Aries till Pisces. So before I go ahead, do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you like the content, give me a thumbs up, share your experiences, leave your comments in the comment section. In case you wish to consult me on your chart, you want a one-on-one consultation with me, you can also leave me a mail as well as a WhatsApp message. These details are given in the description section as well, right? So, going forward, let's look at the transit which we have for this very month. So, this month begins with 5 planets coming together in the sign of Capricorn. So, we have Moon, Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Venus, all together in the sign of Capricorn. Moon moves out, of course, after 2 days. So Moon changes signs every two plus days. So Moon breaks this conjunction. Then Mercury moves out on the 7th of March. Mercury moves out to Aquarius. Then it goes to Pisces, where it debilitates also. So again, a very important phenomena happening this month. And then we have Venus moving out. Venus stays throughout in the sign of Capricorn, conjunct with Saturn, but moves out on the last day of the month, that is on 31st of March. Right, so we have Mars exalted over here throughout the month, and Mars is exalted, plus it is sitting with the Lord of Capricorn. So that is something which is very, very important, which gives a lot of impetus, a lot of emphasis on the sign of Capricorn. Now, apart from these, we have Sun and Jupiter currently in the sign of Aquarius. Sun will move out by the middle of the month, by the 16th of March, to the sign of Pisces. Okay. And then, of course, Jupiter sees Mercury first for some time, and there's a conjunction of Jupiter and Mercury, which is going to be lasting for a very short duration. Then we have Rahu in the sign of Taurus right now. Ketu is in the sign of Scorpio. By the end of the month, they are going to be coming very, very close to the entry points of the next signs as well. So that is again something which is very important happening this month, because they're just kind of about to leave these signs as well. And I'm going to be making a video on that very, very soon. So watch out this space for that video as well. So now I'll talk about all these signs. So I'll begin with Aries. So for Aries, if you see this major conjunction happening in the 10th house in the sign of Capricorn, what does it do? It gives you a lot of focus, a lot of limelight actually comes onto the professional area. So the sign of Capricorn also has your ascendant lord, that is the ruler of Aries, Mars, getting exalted over there. And though it is it is not sitting with friendly planets altogether, there's a planetary war also going through, but Mars is in a Kendra, it's exalted, it's sitting with the owner of Capricorn, Saturn as well. So this gives you a lot of push, a lot of strength to the Lagna, a lot of strength to you as such. So physically you feel better, mentally you are able to take up any challenges which come your way. But one thing which you have to keep in mind is not to be impulsive, not to be very harsh while dealing with things at workplace. So that is something which you might feel like, which you might be pushed to do, which you have to abstain from, right? There could be too much of stress or too much of activity also happening around work. So a lot of things happening, a lot of changes at work as well. Some of you who are looking for a job, who are looking for employment, could get some good news this month. Those of you who are looking at a change could also get into a situation where you get some good opportunities, new opportunities. So a lot of changes at workplace. Those of you who are employed, who are currently working in any organization, could find themselves being moved from one project to the other, one profile to the other. Your bosses could change. So these kind of changes are definitely indicated for the Aries ascendant. And otherwise, those of you, again, I get a lot of queries about people when they say that, okay, right now I'm not working anywhere. So how does it apply to me? So in that case, a lot of actions, lot of your karma, this is a time where a lot of karma will get generated. So whatever you're doing for others, whatever you're doing for yourself, you have to watch out. You have to see how does it impact others. That is something which is very important for you, for the Aries ascendant this entire month. So watch your deeds, watch your karma. What's the direction? How is your life going through? What are you planning for the future? How are you managing your finances? Remember that this conjunction is happening in a Artha sign, in the Artha house as well. So this conjunction is going to throw up a lot of light on financial matters. How are you dealing with your pocket? How are you dealing with your money, with your savings, etc. So remember to deal with your finances very well, your personal finances specifically. Now, while this conjunction is taking place, there could also be a lot of focus on the fourth house matters. Because remember, Mars is getting exalted in the 10th. All these planets are conjunct with Mars in the 10th, and they are all aspecting the fourth house. So this will call for you to look at your domestic matters, look at your home matters as well. And remember, Mars debilitates in the sign of Cancer, right in front. So there could be things which are not happening as per your liking at the home front. The domestic environment could be a little stressed out, maybe because you are just too busy with your work, with your profession. You're not able to give enough time to your personal life, to your family members, etc. You're not able to rest for a long time. So that is something which you have to balance throughout the month. That is something which will take up your energy. Remember also not to take up any hasty decisions with regard to property, sale, purchase of land or of vehicles, etc. You might be tempted to, you might be feeling like it, you might be driven by the environment around, but remember not to take any impulsive decisions regarding these matters throughout this very month. Also, a good time to look after your mother. In case she's not keeping in good health, this is a time to take her around for good medical checks and give her proper attention and care. So I'll talk about Taurus now. So for Taurus, you see the Lagnesh Venus is in the ninth house, along with Saturn, Mars, an exalted Mars, and Mercury. The Dharma trine is activated. The ninth house has so many planets here, and out of these, Saturn is a good planet for you. The Lagnesh is over here. Mercury, which is again a good planet for you, is also there in the ninth house. So this puts in a lot of support for you. Whatever you want to do for the future, you find a lot of support for yourself. Some of you would seek clarity with regard to their future plans, plans of education, plans of what they want to do in the future, how do they want to invest their time and resources in the future. So this is a great time to seek counseling, to seek professional advice about whatever your future plans are. Especially those of you who are pursuing education abroad or higher education, etc. This is a time where you'll actually have to seek guidance, seek mentorship, and then move forward. That will be very, very helpful towards your future as such. Then there could also be some amount of confusion regarding relationships, regarding how you are presenting yourselves in relationships. Remember that Rahu is still in the first house, and Venus is in a planetary war with so many planets as such. So there is going to be conflict with regards to relationship, etc., which you'll have to focus on, which you'll have to sort out as well. A good time to focus on kids, their future plans, their education. In case you are not in that stage where you have to manage kids, you don't have kids as of now, this is a good time to focus on your own creativity. Look at upgrading your skill sets for the future. So look at educational opportunities, higher education, etc. Those of you who are looking at a change in career, I think this is a good time for you to plan it out, to do some research as to how you would go about things as well. Also, some of you would find themselves bent towards higher learning, matters of religion, matters of spirituality, etc. A very good time for those who are studying law, those who are pursuing any religious studies, uh, theological studies, etc. So, great time for that. A word of caution though, all these planets are aspecting the third house. So, please focus on your relationships with your neighbors, with your siblings. Avoid any matters of conflict over there. Ignore small issues. Sometimes it's better to just ignore uh, petty things and move on. Also, be careful while driving short distance. So, stay within the rule framework, stay within the rules and regulations, and do not um, rash drive, etc. Some of you could also face any hormonal disturbances if you have a history, especially. So, if your chart actually shows you some kind of chances of any hormonal imbalances, this is a time where you should actually be careful about your diet, about your exercise, so that you avoid any such issue. Then I move on to the next sign of Gemini. See, for Gemini, you see these conjunctions, this particular planetary conjunction is happening in the 8th house. So, Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Mercury is the Lagnesh also. And for this month especially, Mercury is getting under debilitation also by the last week of the month. So this is a time to actually take care of your health, take care of, think through any major decisions which you're taking. The focus areas this month would actually be matters of inheritance, matters of your in-laws, your spouse's family. So there could be important events happening over there where you have to contribute, where you get involved. So make sure that you're contributing effectively, you are not getting into any conflict with your in-laws, etc. High chances of that happening. Stay away from any kind of a family feud, any kind of a disturbance within the family, and this could arise because of money matters. So money matters and family matters, these two issues can actually disturb you a lot. So you have to manage that well this entire month. There could also be changes, major changes regarding wealth. So those of you who are looking at inheritance or looking at insurance money, money which you have not earned, money where you have not put in much, but you are a beneficiary. So this month could actually bring in some windfall gains or sudden influx of money. Okay, so while all this money matters comes into the play, there is also a word of caution. Those of you who are looking at speculation, who are looking at speculative gains, should avoid it this month. So do not look at any risky affairs. with regard to money. So play safe this entire month. Money is going to be a focus. Family matters are going to be a focus, and you'll have to really mind your speech, because there are very high chances of any family disturbances because of communication, because of how you're communicating, how you're dealing with family members, right? So a month of lot of transformation, a lot of changes happening. Those of you who are undergoing any kind of a research program, or if you're involved with banking, with insurance, with mining, etc., this could actually prove to be a good month for you. A lot of focus comes on the 8th house. A lot of changes get triggered here. So overall, your outlook towards a lot of things actually gets changed this entire month. So be open to change, take care of your health, and avoid any conflicting matters. Do not get sucked into conflicts. Then I move on to the next sign of Cancer. So for Cancer, if you see, this month begins with the ascendant lord moon being in the 7th house, along with Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Venus in a major conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. So a lot of changes are indicated related to your business, related to your marriage, etc. Remember, this conjunction is happening in the 7th house, a very, very important house, and all these planets are aspecting the Lagna as well. So your business comes into picture, changes related to business. Your marriage comes into focus. So if you're looking at starting any new kind of a venture, new kind of a business, this could be a time where you actually get some idea, or you get some help, or you get an offer of partnership, etc. Those of you who are looking at getting married also could hear some wedding bells. Some alliances come through. So a lot of changes over there. Those of you who are already in a marriage or in a partnership and it is not going very well, there's a discord there, there's a conflict over there, should actually focus on resolving that conflict. So you find a way out with a lot of focus, with a lot of use of communication, guidance. So a lot of skills will be used here to resolve any conflicts which you have. This month you could also get into some kind of agreements, negotiations with other people. So this is all about other people. This entire month you deal with a lot of other people, business partners, your marriage, your spouse. This month you have to just be prepared to focus on others rather than yourself. Also, do not get stuck on your opinions. Be a little flexible mentally, and I think that will be the key to handle a lot of things happening around you this very month. A word of caution though, if you're making any new deals, just be very sure about your partner. So study your agreements properly. Any kind of a legal agreement which you are getting into, you have to study the hidden clause very well. You have to study the fine print very well. That is something which is very, very important for Cancer ascendant. Take care of your health. Those of you who are looking at, who are suffering through any blood pressure problems or any ongoing problem which you have, I think this is a time to get regular medical checkups. See your doctors in case you have any issue apart from ordinary. So pay attention to your health and do not get too stressed out, too worked up. Then I move on to the next sign of Leo. So for Leo, you see this month sees the ascendant lord Sun in the 7th house along with Jupiter. Good conjunction to have. Sun and Jupiter both aspecting the Lagna. And the 6th house has the conjunction of Saturn, Mars, Mercury and Venus. So this is a time where you could actually get into focusing on relationships, on your marriage, dealings with others, getting into new partnerships, etc. Getting into partnerships with somebody who's more mature than you, who's more experienced than you, that could also happen. And do all this with guidance, with help, with the support of elder people, of your father figures, of elders in the family, of your elder brother. So seek support from these sides and then get into new ventures, and it'll really help you out. This month, with all the conjunctions happening in the sixth house, there'll be a lot of focus on legal matters, on dealing with competition, dealing with any kind of opposition, and you could actually come through major breakthroughs over here. So some of you could see the beginning of a matter like this, beginning of a legal issue, or some of you would see a closure of any long pending matter, long pending legal matter. Those of you who are dealing with any chronic health issues could actually come through some breakthrough, get through some good medical treatment. That disease could come to an end, so you could make efforts over there. A very good time for those who are appearing for any competitive exams. So by this I usually mean students. Good time for you. Make sure that you've put in your hard work. Obviously you have to be prepared, and only then the luck factor helps you out. So exalted Mars over here. Mars is a good planet for you. It's a yoga karak planet for you. Exalted Mars over here actually helps you deal with a lot of conflicts, deal with the opposition very well. A word of caution though, while you are traveling, take care of how you're traveling, be careful. If you are looking at traveling outside, the experience may not be very pleasant. Keep a tab on your expenditure. Do not waste time. So manage your time very well. That is something which is very important. Then I move on to the next sign of Virgo. So for Virgo, you see, we have the Lagnesh Mercury in the fifth house, along with Saturn, Venus, and Mars. There's a planetary war of sorts also happening over there. We have Sun and Jupiter in the sixth house. This month, Mercury also sees debilitation. So Mercury moves out of Capricorn, goes through quickly to Aquarius, and then comes to Pisces in the seventh house and debilitates. A lot of pressure could come to you. Opinion of others. What are others doing? What are others saying? How are others influencing you? So stick to your original thinking. Mercury debilitating in the seventh house, and then Mercury is combust also for some time. So all this can actually put a lot of pressure on you on how are you going to handle things. So stick to your original thinking, take your decisions wisely. Do not get into any impulsive decisions, spur of the moment decisions. That will really not help you. Make sure that your communication is proper, and if need be, you avoid communication to various people. So if you do not know how to deal with any person, just avoid it for some time. Just avoid dealing with that person for some time. Pay attention towards your spouse, towards your business partner, any new venture which you've started. If you are in a business, pay your attention over there. Spend time over there. And this is also a time where a lot of you would look at career changes. So some of you would look at promotions, or some of you would look at job changes. So a lot of career changes are indicated. Changes in the way you work. How are you working? A lot of changes are indicated over there. Those of you who are in that age and stage where you're looking at marriage could also look at some alliance. Matchmaking could be on the cards. This month could actually focus a lot on romantic engagements. So romantic liaisons, How are you using your creativity is also something very, very important for you this entire month. So if you are if you're an artist, if you're using your creativity in your work, you could actually come through some good breakthroughs, some good ideas this entire month. Time to focus on your children if you have them. So plan ahead, pay attention towards them, and you can really sit with them, spend time and energy with them, plan the future ahead with them. Again, very, very important. Word of caution for the Virgo ascendant: while you're busy doing all these things, keep a tab on your social network. Do not trust people blindly. So while you're interacting with a lot of people, do not just go ahead and indulge in gossip or unwanted rumors, etc. So stay away from the unnecessary stuff. Then I move on to the next sign of Libra. So for Libra, you see, we have the Lagnesh Venus in the fourth house along with Saturn, Mars, and Mercury. And Venus is going to be here conjunct with Saturn the entire month. So a lot of focus on what is bringing you peace, what is bringing you calmness. Peace of mind becomes very, very important. And while this is important, you struggle hard to achieve your peace of mind also. So, this month could be disturbing for some or could be settling for some. Again, depends on how you're looking at it, how you're handling the month, how you're handling the events happening around you. So, this month could bring in events, or maybe some events have already happened which are disturbing you. So, time to settle down things. Some of you would be dealing with property matters. Look at acquiring a new property, a bigger property, or a bigger, better vehicle, luxury vehicles also. So a lot of new things coming into the house, renovation of your house, doing up something around your house. So focus will be on your comforts, on your luxuries. But again, with a limited scope, Saturn is here. So Saturn is going to create some boundaries over here. So whatever you want to achieve, you just might be, you may not be able to reach the whole scale, you might just compromise a little. So plan things accordingly, manage your assets accordingly. Relationship with your mother will also come under focus over here. So your mother might need your time and attention. People at home might need your time and attention. A lot of social gatherings might happen at home. So, all these things, the focus will be on your home, on your assets. While all this is happening, take care of the 10th house. Take care of the profession, of your work. Avoid any conflict with your bosses, with your superiors. Because here, anger issues might creep in. So, you just might act impulsively and get into any kind of a conflict with your superior, especially. That is something which you have to doubt, which you have to guard against. So overall, a mixed month, but do take care because you have two important issues to be handled this entire month. Then I move on to the next sign of Scorpio. For Scorpio, we have the conjunction of Saturn, Mars, Mercury, and Venus happening in the third house. Your Lagnesh is getting exalted, that too in the third. A good place to be in. Lot of planets are there, lot of energy in the third house. So a lot of new ideas, a lot of new, uh, you know, uh, go to take initiative. You want to take initiative, you want to do new things, but you have to be very careful about where you put your hands in. Do not commit yourself unnecessarily at various places. Do not fritter away your energies. That is something which you really have to keep your guard on. So, while you feel that abundant energy, choose your projects wisely, choose the areas where you want to expend your energy properly, and a lot of travel related to career, related to your work could also be happening this month. So you have a lot on your plate this entire month. A lot of good results could also come in, but you have to make sure that you are not wasting your energy and your time. The seventh lord Venus is also there in the third house. So some kind of a conflict with your spouse could also show up sometimes. So you have to manage your relationships also properly, manage your communication well, how you're communicating with others, especially if you are in the media, if you are in a mass communication kind of work. You have to make sure how you are presenting yourself. This month also avoid any conflict with your father, with your elders, because there are high chances of conflict or disagreements with people around you, with your elders around you. So you have to avoid that. Sometimes you just might feel very emotionally charged also. So remember, the third house is a lot of our deep emotions, sentiments. Third house also is one of the important houses for our hormones. So make sure that your thoughts, your emotions are in check. Hormonal disturbances can creep in. So overall, you have to manage your energy well. Otherwise, the month looks good. Then we move on to the next sign of Sagittarius. So for Sagittarius, you see the ascendant lord, that is Jupiter, is in the third house along with Sun. And there's this major conjunction of Saturn, Mars, Mercury, Venus in the second house. A lot of focus on your food intake. So some of you might look at changing your food habits, streamlining your diet. Focus on your speech, on your words, on your family issues, on your wealth. So for some, it could be a sudden influx of money. So you stand to gain from somewhere suddenly. Money which was borrowed by others and long forgotten. So money which was pending to be paid towards you could come back to you this month. So influx of money. But how are you managing this money? How are you managing your wealth? How are you managing your family? Money is again something which is very important to be taken care of this entire month. Family and money, two important issues. You'll have to see these matters should not be taken care of lightly. You have to focus a lot on these matters. Make sure that any investments which you're doing for the long term are thought over well, and if need be you can just postpone some decisions, maybe not take them this month, postpone them for a month or two later. So do not be hasty with your financial decisions, with your money decisions. A good time for those seeking higher education, so your education related matters can get resolved, financial matters can get resolved related to education, etc. And this is also a time where a lot of inheritance matters can also come up. So money from inheritance, money from insurance, all these things. So this month you'll find yourself dealing with a lot of things on your plate. So manage your time well, manage your energy well, take care of yourself by managing your food, your diet, your daily routine very well, because you'll have a lot to do in the coming months as well. With the position of Jupiter, with the placement of Jupiter the way it is. And Jupiter is also going to be joined with Saturn in the month of April. So a lot of movement is happening around. So take care of your family money, take care of your speech, and the month seems to be going great. Then I move on to the next sign of Capricorn. So for Capricorn, you see, we have four planets together. Moon is there at the beginning of the month, but majorly we have four planets in the ascendant in the first house. Saturn is in its own sign, so ascendant lord is in the ascendant itself. Mars is in exaltation. Mercury and Venus are friendly planets in the Lagna. So, a lot of boost, a lot of support to you. But at the same point in time, this could also create some imbalance towards what you're doing, towards how you're managing your relationships. So sometimes you could just get in a bout of self righteousness. Whatever you're doing, you think that you are right, and maybe not paying heed to the other people, to people around you, to your spouse, to your business partners, to the people whom you're dealing with on a daily basis. So that is something which you have to guard against. Make sure that you're not impulsive. Make sure that you're taking advice properly, keeping your eyes and ears open, and staying grounded, staying down to earth. That is something which is very, very important for the Capricorn ascendant this entire month. So, a lot of focus on self, a lot of opportunities come to you, but you'll have to manage your relationships very well. And those of you who are looking at getting married again could get there are high chances of marriage happening, alliances coming in, new business ventures getting started. But do this, balance your relationships well, and then go ahead with any kind of venture, whether it is your business your side or whether it is something on your relationship side. A good time for those seeking higher education also. So, a lot of opportunities come your way, right? Then I move on to the next sign of Aquarius. So, for Aquarius, we have the Lagnesh Shani, Saturn in the 12th house, along with Mars, Mercury, and Venus. Sun and Jupiter are in the ascendant. Sun will move out of the sign of Aquarius in the sign of Pisces. It will move to Pisces by the middle of the month. And then we have Jupiter here. Mercury will be will be conjunct with Jupiter as well by the end of the month. So, a lot of activity happening, a lot of mental activity, a lot of planning, a lot of things to do. You feel that you're short on time, and there are a lot of things around you which need your time, your money, your energy. So, time to plan ahead, time to do things, plan things well, plan your day ahead, and then move on, go about your tasks. So, you'll have to see how you're expending your money, especially in the second half, how you're expending your money, how you're expending your time. This is a good time for those who are in the medical fields or legal fields, etc. A lot of action can happen, a lot of new work can come to you, some breakthroughs can come to you. Those who are in the healthcare industry, so it when I say medical, I'm basically covering healthcare, fitness, all those people who are involved here, taking care of one's body as such, body and health. So these people stand to gain. Make sure that you are not underestimating your opposition. That is again something which is very important to be seen and checked this entire month. So, deal with all these things diligently, properly, with a lot of planning. Foreign connections of any kind could be forged. So, you could gain from foreign connections if you have a business of export and import, etc. Or if you're traveling outside the country on work, this could bring in major results this entire month. A word of caution, take care of your health, manage your time well so that your health is taken care of. Then I move on to the next sign of Pisces. So for Pisces, you see, we have Sun and Jupiter in the 12th house. We have Saturn, Mars, Mercury, and Venus in the 11th house. Sun will come to the sign of Pisces, to your ascendant, in the second half of the month, and Mercury shall also come here. A debilitated Mercury will be conjoined with Sun as such. But many planets in the 11th house could bring in good results, could bring in a lot of activity. You stand to gain from a lot of people around you. Your relationship with your elder siblings, your relationship with your colleagues at work, your professional circle, your networks could be the focus point this entire month. So make sure that you're communicating well, you're socializing well. That is something which will really bring you good results. A lot of you will feel the need to upgrade themselves in terms of their skill sets, acquire some new skills, learn something new around you. Good time to do so. Lot of focus on your children this entire month. So while you're spending your energy on other people outside the house, your children will need to be looked after. So your kids education, that is something again which you'll have to see. Those of you who are looking at conception or who are already in the phase of pregnancy should actually take extra care of themselves. This month also sees a lot of support from the family also coming in. So basically, when you have so many planets in the 11th house, you actually see a lot of benefit from all these things. So your family, your siblings, your partner, there are a lot of gains coming in. But the second half of the month, you have to be a little careful with regard to your relationship with your partner, with your spouse. So make sure that your communication with your partner is all right. You are not getting into any kind of an ego hassle with your partner. So be it your marriage partner or your business partner, any such dealing has to be taken care of very well, handled with a lot of sensitivity. So while all this is happening, you're standing to gain. Do make sure that your children are not neglected, that your creativity, your skills which you're looking at acquiring, or if you're pursuing any education, studying anything, you're paying due attention to that as well. So that was all about the signs from Aries till Pisces. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care of yourself. And if in case you need to take any consultation, need to get in touch with me, I have mentioned my mail ID as well as my WhatsApp number in the description section of the video. Till then, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.